Warren Buffett is a legendary investor known for mastery of value investing. Now, in a recent twist, his cost of business may be going higher. Fox Business contributor Bob Rice is here. So, Bob, UK regulators want Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway classified as too big to fail. What does this mean for him?
Well, for him personally, it probably doesn't mean all that much. The really interesting question is, why are they looking at him at all? And, what's the Bank of England doing pointing at Warren Buffett? And it's because he has the fifth or sixth largest reinsurance company in the world. And a lot of people would say, well, okay, but what the heck is a reinsurance company? And a reinsurance company is kind of what it sounds like it is. When you buy a policy from a regular insurance company, oftentimes it'll take the money it gets, turn around and itself buy insurance in case you make a claim on it, it will have a claim on somebody else.
So essentially it lays off risks onto others.
That's right. It lays off risk from regular primary insurance companies onto these reinsurance companies, but thereby hangs a tail. And it's actually a tail that has been a big secret of Warren Buffett's success for a long time, because if you think about it, what's really going on is the reinsurance company is getting those policy dollars in the door on day one, and what's it cost them? Nothing. They are borrowing for nothing. Now, maybe they'll have to pay something back in the future, but for now they're borrowing for nothing, and they can use those dollars and invest in whatever way they want.
So essentially, Warren Buffett figured out a cheaper way to borrow. Long story short.
Long story short, that's precisely right. A lot of people have been pointing at this and saying, hey, this is part of his secret to success. And then a lot of the youngsters, Dan
Loeb, I know, is one of note. John Paulson. There's a few other, actually, I shouldn't say other, but there are a few hedge fund managers who have borrowed the strategy.
Many, actually. That's exactly right. So they're saying, hey, that Buffett guy, he had a good idea. We're going to set up a reinsurance company, but we're going to do it in like a place like Bermuda without a lot of oversight and regulation. And we're going to do this same sort of free borrowing. And the problem for global regulators is these reinsurance companies have become absolutely enormous over the last few years, and they're generally speaking, especially the new ones, off the radar screen of the regulators.
So, Bob, I know during Hurricane Sandy, you were living around a campfire, otherwise known as your living room.
Yes.
So what does this mean for the average person who does have home insurance, car insurance? What does this mean?
Well, so some of the regulators are worried that those people may not get paid off. I mean, obviously, you don't want to be hoping that the global macro hedge fund had a good year so they can make the reinsurance payment to your insurance company when you have to make a claim. So that's one level of the risk that the regulators are worried about. And the other level of the risk is, again, these things have become absolutely enormous, and they're investing by definition, or an awful lot of them, in very unusual hedge fund type strategies that are not involving typical stocks and bonds. And so they're wondering, are these becoming the new kind of whack-a-mole of risks? Every time we get one part of the financial industry we think locked down, boom, the risk is popping up somewhere else. And right now it's popping up in reinsurance.
All right. And as you say, you don't want to be the person thinking, like, I hope a hurricane doesn't hit because maybe the hedge fund manager holding my debt or holding my risk might have lost some more money.
That's right. So you want to make sure to just hope that all the hedge fund managers are doing really well out there right now.
All right, Bob Rice, interesting as always. Thank you very much, Fox Business contributor. We are back.